The stratocone of Mount Jefferson is merely the northernmost feature along an 11-mile long and 5-mile wide stretch of land which to the south contains scattered lava domes, formerly subglacial vents, and cinder cones which erupted once and then never erupted again. It is in this southern region that all three Holocene epoch eruptions occurred, occurring at three cinder cones which altogether covered 8.16 square miles in a layer of fresh-looking basaltic andesite lava. It is in this very region where Mount Jefferson's next volcanic eruption is most likely to occur, probably forming another cinder cone. Looking to the north, Mount Jefferson's towering edifice correctly looks quite old simply due to the level of erosion it has experienced. This edifice has not erupted for 15,000 years, with its origin being traced back to a time 280,000 years ago. Heading back to the Middle Pleistocene period, a sizable portion of melt created by a subducting tectonic plate began clustering at a new location which would act as a dominant vent. As andesite composition magma rose through the crust, it created an intense swarm of earthquakes. Then, reaching the surface, it produced a powerful explosion, carving out a 1,000-foot eruptive history-wide crater in the ground. As ash emissions were produced by volcanic explosions, along with pyroclastic flows, Jefferson's first lava flow simultaneously expanded outwards. Subsequent eruptions were similarly explosive, and across the next 50,000 years would build up what is now the southern and western portion of the mountain. Some of these eruptions emplaced voluminous dacite lava domes such as what is today known as Goat Peak. Just like at Mount St. Helens, eruptions at Mount Jefferson largely occurred across periods where dozens of eruptions would occur only to be followed by thousands of years of no activity. As the main volcanic cone continued to grow, two Plinian eruptions occurred 75,000 years ago, which both sent a layer of ash to Idaho's town of Arco, a whopping 430 miles distant. This eruption wiped out all life in at least a 5-mile radius, and caused more than 3 feet thick of ash to fall on Mount Jefferson's edifice. Continued eruptions during the next 60,000 years constructed the upper 3,000 feet of the mountain, with the last additions occurring 15,000 years ago. This last eruption occurred around the same time that a tall cinder cone formed on a hill on a ridge to the south, creating a lava field at what is today known as South Cinder Peak. 6,500 years ago, the first of what would become 3 young cinder cones erupted, sending recent eruptions' lava fountains to a height of 1,000 feet which subsequently fell back to the ground. Over the next several weeks, blocky 25 to 200-foot high lava flows flowed down glacially carved valleys to the east, largely filling significant sections of them until the eruption ended. Approximately 100 years later another eruption occurred 2 miles to the southwest, forming the Forked Butte cinder cone and another several square mile lava field. The most recent eruption occurred around the year 1000, forming the South Cinder Peak cone and creating a 0.95 square mile lava field. Each of these recent eruptions has sent lava no further than 7 miles from an erupting vent. Yet, the main threat Mount Jefferson could pose involves what would ever happen if its main cone erupted again. Any future eruption from its main cone could potentially generate pyroclastic flows but also likely melt large sections of its glaciers, generating destructive lahars which could wipe away buildings and threaten up to 15,000 people as far as 50 miles distant. Yet, it is unknown whether the summit region of Mount Jefferson will ever erupt again. Hazard rating. As a result of these hazards, the U.S. Geological Survey designated Mount Jefferson as a low-threat volcano. I would like to thank this channel's patrons on Patreon and channel members on YouTube whose financial support made today's video possible.